Calling to order the Planning Commission meeting of Monday, July 8th, 2019. Start off with a Pledge of Allegiance led by Belinda Denny's. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Secretary, would you call the roll, please?
Please let the record show that all planning commissioners are present.
We have the minutes of the last meeting. Do we have a motion?
I'll move to approve.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor? No? Not getting it, huh? All right. We have one abstention and wasn't here last meeting, so minutes are approved. Next, public comments. Do we have anyone that wants to speak to the commission on an item that's not on the agenda? All right. Next, we have the consent calendar. Nothing on the consent calendar. Public hearing, agenda item number 2, the coastal development permit, CDP 19008, and the site development permit, SDP 190071, to demolish an existing single-family residence and construct a new 4,007 square foot single-family residence and convert an existing casita into an accessory dwelling unit within the residential single-family RSF4 zone located at 128 Monarch Bay Drive. We have a staff report.
We do, Mr. Chairman. Belinda Dines will be giving the presentation.
Thank you, Matt. Good evening, Chair Donor, Planning Commissioners, and members of the public. My name is Belinda Dines, staff planner for the proposed project at the Westlink Residence, 128 Monarch Bay Drive. This project is before you, which involves demolition of an existing single-family residence and construction of a new single-family dwelling on property located in the coastal zone and the appeals jurisdiction. A site development permit is required to allow for a 2-foot reduction of the vehicular maneuvering area. The subject site is located in the Monarch Bay gated community on the ocean side of Pacific Coast Highway. The property is developed with an existing 3,022 square foot, 1-story single-family residence with a detached 2-car garage and accessory room. The lot is approximately 13,891 square feet and is located in the RSF4 zoning district. Here's the property from street view, and the existing main structure will be demolished. The accessory structure and pool will remain. The applicant proposes to construct a new house and convert the existing accessory room into a 600 square foot accessory dwelling unit. The project also includes new landscape and hardscape throughout the site. The project received Homeowners Association approval from the Monarch Bay Architectural Control Committee. The project meets all of the development standards for the RSF4 zoning district as summarized in this chart. Here's the proposed site plan, and the proposed home consists of 4 bedrooms, which requires a 2-car garage. The existing 2-car garage gains access from Monarch Bay Drive through an existing long, narrow driveway along the right side of the property line that will be widened to the required 12-foot width from its current non-conforming condition. Here's the floor plan of the 4 bedrooms, office, and open concept kitchen, living, and great room. And here's the floor plan of the proposed accessory dwelling unit and the existing 2-car garage with the 24-foot depth and 14-foot width backup demonstrated from the existing garage. The applicant proposes a contemporary style with flat roofs and clear story windows. Here are the elevations of the front and rear of the main structure. And here are the side elevations on the left and right side of the main structure. For the existing casita and garage, the front, all elevations will be updated to match the new structure. And the proposed color and material sample board includes natural stone, stucco, smooth stucco, cedar horizontal siding, and dark bronze doors and windows. The Planning Commission must make the following CDP and SDP findings in order to approve the project. Staff provides justification and analysis in support of the findings as described in the staff report and draft resolution. The proposed improvements meet the development standards of the municipal code and is consistent with the city's general plan. The project is located between the nearest public roadway and the sea, and public access exists along this portion of the coast at Salt Creek Beach to the south. Furthermore, this project constitutes infill development on an already developed property with no significant environmental impacts. As such, staff recommends approval of this coastal development permit and site development permit subject to the findings and conditions in the draft resolution. I'd be happy to answer any questions regarding the staff report. Thank you.
Commission have any questions?
Yes, I do, thank you. Only because I didn't hear it very well, but I had already seen it in the paperwork. The pool and the casita will remain, is that correct?
Correct.
That's pretty much all that's going to remain on the property.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
On the resolution, I didn't see any conditions related to occupancy. Are there any, or were they left off?
There are no conditions. Is it specific to the accessory dwelling use or the main
Either.
structure?
It's just a lot of times you have something that's tied to occupancy, and I just didn't see any on this particular one, so I wasn't sure if there were any.
No, we did not.
Okay.
Do you mean like a prior to occupancy, prior to C of O condition type?
Because there were some in the next item, and so it was very similar, so I wasn't sure if something just got missed.
I
think
believe
it's just-
the condition you're referring to is the last condition 32. It's worded slightly different, but we have a standard condition that prior to the issuing of certificate of occupancy, the applicant schedules final inspections. It's coordinated through the planning department, and they ensure that all the conditions and inspections have been completed according to plan.
Well, I was just comparing it to item number 3 on the agenda. They had the as-built grading plan, verification of conditions of approval, installation of landscaping prior to issuance of certificate of occupancy. There's just a full section of items in that other item, so I just didn't know if something got missed or there was something different about this.
Commissioner Opal, I think it's just missing a header in between 27 and 28, so we'll be sure to include that as part of the. And the header should read prior to issuance of a certificate of occupancy.
Okay, thank you.
Sure, Donna. What's the difference or the net effect of changing the casita and calling it an ADU?
They are proposing a kitchen facility. So currently there is no kitchen as it is an accessory room, and so allowing for the ADU use established as a separate rental unit.
Okay, thank you.
excuse me, two questions. So on the garage, we're looking at that, there was discussion about the size of the opening. That's what's, the existing isn't changing, right? So we're basically, this is what it is.
Correct. So the configuration of the distance between the existing main structure is 10 feet to that back corner. And so it, as a pinch point as it exists today, however, the applicant's able to demonstrate being able to park in the oversized garage at an angle and still provide for that narrower width, which the zoning code does allow for a reduction of 2 feet from 16-foot wide garage door to a 14-foot width, and make that back up 24 feet back from the garage door.
Okay.
essentially.
So it is currently 14 feet instead of,
Correct.
so we're not changing that.
No,
Okay.
we're not.
That was all I wanted to know. Thank you.
Just a question, the garage, is there a turnaround space? You said demonstrated a turnaround or just demonstrated they could get into the garage?
To be able to get in and out of the parking spaces, there's a required vehicular maneuvering area that's required aside from the standard driveway width, which is 12 feet. And so they need to be able to show that a car can maneuver in and out of the garage.
So it can turn around?
Not there is not a turnaround requirement.
So they have to either back in or back out? And
Correct.
So is the existing garage door opening, door width, 14 feet, or is it wider?
It is 16 foot is a standard garage door.
Okay. And is there not, so relative to this required backup space, it's not required to be perpendicular to the garage door?
It is not. So they're able to show that they can maneuver a car and back out of that space as it is existed since the 1960s.
Okay, so but when you say that space, do you mean for two cars to be able to do that? I'm looking particularly at the left, if you were entering the garage on the left side. I mean, have they demonstrated that you can maneuver two cars into that space?
Yes, so I've zoomed in on the floor plan here on the presentation. And so you can see that they have a larger than 20 by 20 space garage. If they were to pull in perpendicular, they'll be able to back out perpendicular.
Okay, great.
But obviously they could maneuver and park perpendicular to the door itself. But we're able to show that they're able to park those spaces regardless of how they park.
Okay, thank you.
any public comments? Okay, I'll close the public comment. We got one, all right. R.H. Westlink?
Yes, I don't believe I need to say anything. Thank you, though, for the opportunity.
Okay. So I'll close the public comments and open it up for a commissioner discussion.
Chair Donor, I'll go. This project looks like a great project. They have designed everything to fit within the parameters of the code, and I applaud them for that. It looks like the lot's somewhat challenging. They're also preserving the existing structure on the garage casita and the pool and so forth. So it looks like a well-designed project. It'll be an asset to Dana Point. I find that they're in compliance with all of the required zoning codes and so forth, and I'm supportive of the project.
No comment?
Nothing to add.
All right.
I think it's great that they're adding a ADU to the city, so that anytime we can get one of those, which creates affordable housing, is a good thing. So I'm in full support for the reasons Commissioner McCann stated, as well as that.
All right, we'll entertain a motion.
I'd like to make a motion. I move that we approve Coastal Development Permit CDP 19-008 and site development permit SDP 19-0071 to demolish an existing single-family residence and construct a new 4,007 square foot single-family residence and convert an existing casita into an accessory dwelling unit within the residential single-family 4 RSF zone located at 128 Monarch Bay Drive.
We have a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor? Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck.
We need it.
Good luck backing out that driveway.
Yeah, that's.
All right.
It's always him.
The next item on our agenda is item number 3, Coastal Development Permit, CDP 19-0004, to allow the construction of a new single-family dwelling and an attached 2-car garage with a minor site development permit, SDP 19-0011M, to allow a roof deck located at 34715 Camino Capistrano. We have a staff report.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, Danny Giametti is going to lead tonight's presentation.
Thank you for the introduction. Good evening, Chairman Donor, fellow commissioners. The project before you tonight is a proposal to allow the construction of a 2,474 square foot, one-story single-family dwelling with an attached 755 square foot 2-car garage, as well as a minor site development permit to allow a roof deck located at 34715 Camino Capistrano. So the site is a total of 10,000 square feet, and it's located on the corner of Palisades Drive and Camino Capistrano. This would be the northwest corner, within the RSF 3 zoned area of Capistrano Beach. As you can see, there's other similarly developed homes bordering the site. And as you can also see from this image, that blue line, which is the coastal zone line, is showing that this lot is located within the city's coastal overlay or coastal appeals jurisdiction. These two images are the existing conditions of the lot. As you can see, there's a fence around it, and it's dirt as of right now. Again, due to the lot's location within the appeals jurisdiction of the Coastal Commission, a CDP is required for the proposal of the structure. And additionally, because the house is going to be included with a roof deck will be included with the house, a site development permit will also be required, minor site development permit. So this is an image of the site plan with the proposed house highlighted there in red. Doesn't look like it's showing up in red on the screen, but use your imagination. So because the lot's located on the corner and has 2 property lines which front more than one street, the Dana Point zoning code states that the front lot line for the corner lot is the street which is identified as lower classification. So staff confirmed with our Public Works and Engineering division that Palisades Drive is the street with lower classification, not Camino Capistrano. So the property line fronting Palisades Drive then would be the front property line of the subject property. Although Palisades Drive has been established as the front yard, the driveway, which is highlighted in, I guess, yellow on the screen up there, has been proposed along Camino Cap. And this driveway allows for a very long vehicular access length and maneuvering area, which is located in the rear yard and leads to an oversized 2-vehicle garage. This is an image of the floor plan, which includes a master bedroom and 2 other bedrooms with en-suite bathrooms and large walk-in closets. The master bedroom is located on that bottom right corner, which will be facing Palisades Drive. And then the 2 other bedrooms will be on the backyard or the back side of the house. There's also going to be a great room off the attached garage, a full kitchen and dining area, and then a combined pantry and laundry area. And then there's an office which is located along the side yard of the property, the interior side yard of the property on that bottom left side of the screen. So this is an image of the front or south elevation along Palisades Drive, and then the interior side or west elevation. So as you can see in this image, shown in green is the top of roof, showing a height of 17 feet 7 inches. That's measured from the structure's low point, which in this case is the existing grade, the intersection of the existing grade and the structure being at that 133.7 foot elevation mark. And then if you look to the top, there's a max height allowed, which is 161.7. This shows that the house is obviously a single story and well below the maximum height that's required for a 612 roof pitch of 28 feet. And then as you can see on that top elevation, there's some proposed gable pitched roof. Well, there's a proposed gable pitched porch entry in the front there, as well as multiple dormers on the roof. That'll help provide some articulation and relief along the primary frontage on Palisades. So this is an image of the rear north and the exterior side east elevations. So as you can see, that top elevation, that'll be where the garage is located. The exterior walls, they're proposed to be finished in a smooth stucco, which is painted like a light beige color. And the roof is proposed in a slate-colored asphalt shingle. The garage door and other architectural elements will also be proposed in a bronze-type finish. And then the windows will be provided with a trim that has a weathered rust aluminum color look. And then there'll be some drought-tolerant landscaping as well as some fruit trees, which are going to be arranged on the site as well. And the combined materials and landscaping blend together to provide a real modestly designed single-family home. It's real similar to your Polynesian plantation-style architecture. So this is an image of the owner's current home, which he designed himself and resides in Kauai, Hawaii. So the proposed home will be, or in Capistrano Beach, will closely mimic this design. It's going to include a lot of these architectural details as seen from that past elevation, including the dormers, the trim around the windows, a lot of different things to provide relief on the outside of the home. So as designed, the structure meets all the required RSF3 development standards, which includes your setbacks, height, lot, and landscape coverage. So as I said earlier, in conjunction with the house, a new 300 square foot roof deck is going to be located along the western or seaward side of the home, or seaward side of the roof, and it's also integrated into the design. And with the exception of a vertical parapet wall required for creating access to the roof, the remainder of the deck will be hidden behind the sloped roof areas on all sides. This is a couple simulations of what the roof deck and the house will look like. Access to the roof deck will be provided via an exterior vertical platform lift. So not a staircase, but a lift instead. This is going to be located inset of the eave on the western side yard elevation of the home. And the parapet wall, which is providing roof deck access facing Palisades, as you can see right here in the back corner, that'll be finished with a slate-colored roof shingle to blend right into the roof. And the lift itself is going to be painted to match the color of the exterior walls of this and be screened by the eave of the home when in the uppermost position. As I said in the last slide, there'll be landscaping proposed along the western side of the yard, actually throughout the whole yard, but more lushly provided there to provide or to assist in creating a visual barrier as seen from Palisades Drive right of way. So all the proposed roof deck materials and requirements, all the proposed roof deck meets all the design and size limitations contained in the Dana Point Zoning Code section 9.05230 for roof decks and will not be visible from all sides of the structure or grade below. So staff finds that the proposed project is consistent with the basis of approval for a coastal development permit and a minor site development permit as outlined in both respective sections of the Dana Point Zoning Code. And based on the analysis, staff determines that the project is consistent with the policies and provisions of the City of Dana Point General Plan, the Dana Point Zoning Code, and those portions thereof comprising of the local coastal program. Additionally, these findings contained in the draft Planning Commission resolution supporting approval for the proposed entitlement can be made. Therefore, staff recommends approval of CDP 19-0004 and SDP 19-0011 minor, subject to the conditions contained in the attached draft resolution. Concludes my presentation. Myself and the architect are available to answer any questions. Thank you.
We have questions for first off, would any of the public speakers, anybody wants to speak on this
Chair,
project?
I have a question.
Yeah.
So, is it 42 inches to the top of the railing or the top of the inside of that roof deck?
Yeah, it would be 42 inches to the top of the railing. So the railing, any portions that are project above that parapet will be screened or architecturally compatible so that it won't be visible.
Okay. And then, just so I'm clear about what this is, if the owner wanted to add a two-story, if they wanted to enclose this, they theoretically could do that. They have the height, they have the FAR. I mean, the only reason they have to get a permit specifically for this is because it's not enclosed. Is that correct?
For the roof deck?
Correct.
The roof deck is above the top plate line of the structure.
Right.
So even if it's a single story home, our zoning code says that if it's above the top plate line and accessible from below, it's considered a roof deck, and therefore would require a minor site development permit.
Yeah, right. I guess that's my question, my point.
Oh, if they were
if they were to provide, they did a second story with an outdoor balcony.
Yeah.
Then it's not a roof deck. There's no minor site development permit required. And
No,
they just
not
have a bigger house.
exactly. Not unless they propose to do a roof deck on top of that second story.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Thank you.
Obviously, you guys know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask the question anyway. So it's okay to have a space like that being the roof deck that's only accessible via a mechanical device that has the potential to break down?
Yeah, so the zoning code does not state that it needs to be a stairway. It just says that you can have some sort of access as long as it's architecturally compatible. We looked at the diagram for the lift, and it does have like a fail-safe on it in the event that power goes out, that it can operate up to 3 times. So if it's stuck in the up position and the power goes out and you have people on the deck, they can get on the lift and be taken down.
Okay, but I think I'm thinking more of a building code issue as opposed to a zoning code issue. Did you guys ask the building code or building department?
Yeah, so we did originally route this project to the building department, and they at that point they had not decided whether to do a stairway or a lift. This is something that when it does come in for plan check and is looked at by the building department, if it's something that is going to create an issue, that they could potentially do a staircase instead.
Okay, thank you.
On the attachment A1, it shows flat slopes. Can you explain what that is?
Are you referring to the roof deck plan? I'm sorry, the roof plan?
It's, I'm looking at the A1.
Yeah, I see.
Pardon? Yeah. That's all? Okay, so
Yeah, it looks like that's a...
Okay. And on the deck, it said there's lighting on the deck. Is that down lighting?
I believe the lighting on the deck is located along the walls of the parapet.
I understand.
Internally.
My question is if it's just light going out, or is it focused down?
Probably a question better for the architect. Yeah.
Yeah, all lighting will be like wall lights washing down just on the deck surface. Nothing radiating out of it.
Thank you. And the final question is asphalt shingles now allowed?
Asphalt shingle roof it's pretty common in the city. Something that we never prohibited.
It's outlawed in our community, and I'm just curious if it's still authorized here. Okay.
Yeah, asphalt shingle is something that is we approve on a daily basis.
All right. We have opened the public hearing. We have anyone that speak to the commission? David Bailey, you want? Okay, thank you. Well, I'll close the public hearing and open the discussion amongst the commission.
Mr. Chair, architect commend you on your thoughtful design here. I actually really like how you approach this roof deck. You know, from anybody that doesn't understand what this is, it looks like a chimney almost on the side of the house, which is just well designed. I have the same shingles on my roof, so maybe there's some elitism going over in the Gulf Shores about what kind of roofs we can have, but I appreciate that style roof. This project certainly demonstrates compliance with all the site design requirements, the general plan, the local coastal plan, the urban design guidelines. It's well below the allowed height and very well sited here. And for those reasons, I would support this project wholeheartedly.
Any other comments?
Yeah, I am. Yes, I had to really study this because I couldn't figure out how you could, having looked at this vacant property for many, many, many years, how you could come up with this great idea to use the property this way, particularly on Palisades, because that gets a lot of traffic, as we know, and there's always consideration of runoff and all the other issues. But then as I started to read and looking through it last week, it just makes, having gone by there 1,000 times, it makes good sense. And it looks like it's going to be very attractive, and thank you.
Any other comments?
Yeah, I echo my fellow commissioners' comments. I just want to mention it's such a prominent corner. It's such a prominent lot that we've all seen so many times in Capistrano Beach. So it's great to see such a well-designed project go on it.
Do I hear a motion?
Mr. Chair, I make a motion that we approve Coastal Development Permit CDP 19-0004 to allow the construction of a new single-family dwelling, an attached two-car garage with a minor site development permit, SDP 19-0011M, to allow a roof deck located at 34715 Camino Capistrano.
Your second?
Second.
Please vote. It's unanimous. The project is approved, and now we have a little bit of Kauai and Dana Point.
Thank you very much.
The next item on our agenda, item number 4, Coastal Development Permit CDP 190002 to permit a 2,314 square foot addition and remodel to an existing dwelling, and a minor site development permit SDP 190010 minor to permit overall height walls within required setbacks in the residential single-family 4 zoning district located at 92 Monarch Bay Drive. We have a staff report.
Yes, Chairman Donor, Nick Zorns will lead our final presentation of the night.
Good evening, and thank you for the introduction. Tonight's project before you this evening is a proposal to allow an addition and remodel of an existing single-family dwelling and attached 3-car garage with a minor site development permit for multiple retaining walls along the property. The subject site is almost 12,000 square foot lot located in the private gated community of Monarch Bay within the RSF 4 zoning district. Also located within the city's coastal appeals jurisdiction, the residentially zoned parcel is already developed with an existing single-family dwelling on site. The slide shows you the existing conditions of the single-family dwelling as seen from street view in the private community. The proposed project consists of a 4,135 square foot single-family dwelling with the attached 3-car garage. At the completion of the project, the dwelling will have an open floor plan living area with 5 bedrooms and 5.5 bathrooms. Additionally, new landscaping and hardscape will be provided throughout the entire site. This slide illustrates the proposed project complies with all development standards of the zoning district, as well as is within the maximum height limitations. The proposal includes a 2,314 square foot addition and remodel that would expand the house and garage to a total of 4,135 square feet. 3,320 square feet of that is habitable, and the remaining would be the 3-car garage. The proposed structure is designed with a height maximum of approximately 18 feet 3 inches, as measured from the lowest proposed pad to the highest peak of the roof, which would generally be allowed a maximum of 24 feet. So this is well within the maximum height limitations. As designed, the structure again meets all of the required development standards, including the setbacks, height, lot coverage, and landscape coverage. This slide shows you the proposed improvements, which add a new lower story that includes a 3-car garage, guest bedroom with ensuite, laundry room, and internal stair access to the upper level or the main floor of the remodeled property. The upper story addition and remodel will include a new master bedroom with ensuite, 3 additional bedrooms with ensuites, and relocation of the entry to the east side of the home, and the side yard facing the building elevation, and a complete revision of the floor plan. The current slide illustrates the measurement of building height per our section 9.05110. As designed, the proposed project is measured from the new lowest pad elevation, which is located at the front of the property at the new guest bedroom area. The proposed height has the 18 feet 3 inch maximum as proposed, which would normally be allowed to have a maximum of 24 foot with a 4 and 12 roof pitch. This slide provides you additional elevation and cross-sectional view of the proposed project, which definitely highlights the new subterranean garage as proposed. As a part of the overall project, the proposed architectural style will modernize the aesthetic of the structure, including complementary modern finishes. The design elements are similar to a lot of the structures that have been recently either remodeled with additions similar to this project or complete teardowns with brand new properties from ground up. The current slide shows the proposed landscaping and hardscape for the site, which will use a variety of drought-tolerant plant species and will comply with all the local, state, and codes for water-efficient landscaping. All the necessary findings for a coastal development permit have been made, and justification of those findings are provided within the draft resolution. To highlight the necessity for the minor site development permit for the 3 retaining walls / partially freestanding walls, I've highlighted on this particular site plan the 3 specific locations of all of those walls. Starting with location number 1 is a wall along the new driveway that will retain earth in order to provide access to the new subterranean 3-car garage. The wall will be finished with the stone veneer. Number 2, which is just adjacent across the driveway area, is partially freestanding and partially retaining along the opposite side of the driveway, which will create access to the new subterranean 3-car garage. Also while creating a new private open space for the new guest suite, which is also accessible from the lower level. The wall will also be finished with the stone veneer as shown. And number 3 would be the partially retaining and partially freestanding wall in the northern side and required rear yard setback. This will be used to mainly facilitate the creation of a cabana type feature that will provide extra outdoor entertainment area adjacent to the pool and spa. The proposed retaining walls will also include an overhead lattice that will act as a shade structure. The finished product will end up resulting with stucco to match the exterior finishes of the newly remodeled home with matching finish colors. Additionally, the project does meet all of the proposed or the required findings for a site development permit, which is also outlined in your draft resolution tonight. And staff finds that the proposed project is consistent with the policies and provisions of the City of Dana Point General Plan, Zoning Code, and Local Coastal Program. Staff recommends that the Planning Commission adopt the draft resolution approving Coastal Development Permit CDP 190002 and Minor Site Development Permit SDP 19-0010, subject to the findings and conditions of the approval. Staff and the project applicant are available for any additional questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Nick. Do we have any questions from the commission? Then I'll open the public hearing. Is there anyone that has any comments? I'll close the public hearing, and we'll go to commissioner discussion. All right, Commissioner McCann.
Chairman, again, I mean, we're so spoiled here in Dana Point because we get these super well-designed projects come to town, and it's so easy to say yes. So thank you for making it easy to say yes. Thank you for working to the maximum extent possible within all the constraints and heights and setbacks and all that stuff. I'm supportive of the project. I find it is in compliance with the local zoning codes, and I'm supportive of the minor site development permit for the wall heights.
I echo Commissioner McCann's comments, and I think this is a major upgrade to that property, and it's going to be a great addition to Dana Point. I'm very much in favor of the project. Any other comments?
I move that we approve Coastal Development Permit CDP 19-002 to permit a 2314 square foot addition and remodel to an existing dwelling, and a minor site development permit SDP 19-0010 parentheses M to permit overheight walls within required setbacks in the residential single-family 4 zoning district located at 92 Monarch Bay Drive.
I'll second that.
You have a second? You have a vote? It's unanimous. Congratulations. The next item on the agenda is old business. We have no old business. New business, no new business. And do we have a staff report?
Yes, at the last Planning Commission meeting, we had a presentation from the Harbor Partners, and we discussed having a future public workshop and provided a tentative date for July 22nd. We were speaking with the Harbor Partners today, and unfortunately some members of their team have a conflict that evening, and so we're working on identifying a new date, ideally last week of July, first week of August, so I'll keep you all posted. In addition to that, we're looking to do it at an outside venue, ideally in the harbor. I think I mentioned that the chambers are scheduled to get some much needed TLC, so there's a conflict. And so we will work through the logistics and get back to you with some dates. And other than that, I just wanted to thank you all for coming in early and participating in the workshop. It was really helpful to get the feedback, and we'll need some time to digest, obviously, and we'll be coming back with some options. Thank you. Oh, and I should mention, we do have an item at the next Planning Commission meeting, which is July 22nd.
July 22nd.
Correct.
I will adjourn the meeting, and our next meeting will be Monday, July 22nd, here in the chamber.
Can we do commissioner comments?
Oh, I'm sorry. Commissioner comments.
Sorry. I was going to ask if we have anything on the agenda for the 22nd because I'm scheduled to be out of town. So it sounds like we do, in which case I'll unfortunately be missing. I've got to take my senior on a college tour, and that's already scheduled. And then additionally, I am not explicitly volunteering what I'm about to say, but it could be looked into, which is if they want to do it down in the harbor, Dana Point Yacht Club has like a large room. We had the city luncheon there a few years past. So I don't know how big of a space they're looking for, small of a space, but that's a suggestion. And for the record, I am a member of the yacht club there.
Have any other commissioner comments?
Great fireworks show this year.
Oh.
Great 4th of July in the harbor. I spent the majority of my weekend down there and riding the trolley, and it was awesome. So just that's it.
Okay, I will adjourn